What's up, y'all? Dave Cuz here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a very simple undercut. It's going to be a 1.5 on the side, taper out the back, pointed sideburns, sharp lineup all over. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share it with somebody who you think is going to find this video valuable, and I will see y'all at the end of the video. All right, first things first, we got to separate the top from what is on the sides because this is an undercut. So I don't want to cut any of that hair that's on the top. So I'm going to tie it up real quick. And you can see I am leaving a little bit of longer hair in the back around the occipital bone. This is just kind of going to give his hair a little bit, or give his head a little bit better shape when he has his hair pulled up. But it's also going to give the top hair something to kind of blend into and sit on a little bit when his hair is down. So now that everything's separated, we're just going to do a 1.5 all over the sides. And this is quick, this shouldn't really take that long. And you see I am kind of dropping it in the back to leave that hair around the occipital bone a little bit longer. Now straight hair like this can be tricky sometimes because sometimes it'll be different colors. So you want to make sure you go over the hair enough times to where you get a consistent color. Even though the hair might be a 1.5, you still want to, go over it so that it all looks the same. It's all the same shade. And you see I'm kind of angling my clipper and kind of creating almost like a V, but not really, more like a U shape in the back. And right here I'm using clipper over comb just to kind of clean up the shelf because this very straight hair like this will kind of leave like a little bit of like a harsh shelf when you go up with the clipper. So I'm kind of using the clipper over comb method to sort of soften that up and make it look a little nicer. And here we are starting the back taper. So I went in first with my blade closed right above where his that kind of W shape in the back of his hairline was. And then I went up about like the width of my pinky finger with the blade open to create that first guideline. Then I'll close up the clipper again just to kind of knock out the bottom of the line, open it up 1 notch, open it up to the 3rd notch, and then I'll open it up all the way. And right here, since we use the 1.5 to debulk the whole head, I know that the highest guard that I'm actually going to use in this taper is going to be a 1 open because the 1 open blends into the 1.5. And y'all see me rocking with the pink clipper, don't hate on me. Now I closed it up and worked right below where I was with the 1 open just to lighten up the back of the neck. So really the only line I create in this taper is that first guideline. After that, I'm just kind of blending down. And this is going to be the half guard. I like to open it up about maybe 1 notch, maybe halfway, but no more than that. You don't really need to use the 1.5 guard all the way open to blend into that 1 all the way closed. The 1.5 guard all the way open is actually longer than the 1 all the way closed. So I like to stick with about halfway open or maybe 1 notch open. And the bulk of the blending is going to be done with this guard. And you want to make sure when you're doing your tapers or your fades, you want to make sure that you're not digging in with the teeth of the clipper. It's almost like you're floating on top of the hair. And that's gonna help your blends come out a lot softer. They're gonna look a lot smoother when you do that. And here I'm just taking my one open and knocking down the kind of sideburn area, just because that tends to be on this client a little bit darker than like the side of his head. And I want it to be the same color tone as the 1.5. And here I'm making sure I use my thumb to pull all the long hairs back so I can just go with my one close and take down those baby hairs. That way he can get a sharp lineup in the front. If I leave those hairs long, it's gonna be a lot harder to line him up. Speaking of the lineup, I always like to start in the same place. I always like to start in the back of the neck area and work my way to the front. That's just me. I figure while I'm on this side, I might as well start in one spot and then move to the rest of the head, and then start on the same spot on the other side and then move to the rest of the head, and kind of meet in the middle at the front hairline. And you can see when I do that curve for the C cup, I like to keep my finger in kind of one spot and just use it as a pivot point to make my way around that curve. So same thing here, we're gonna start in the back of the neck. Tokyo drifting around the ear. And then the same thing with the curve. Start at the bottom and meet it and make a nice C cup. Sorry, I gotta look at my ashy elbows. You see that? So now we have the sides and the back lined up, and then we just take care of the front and the lineup will be done. And I do that same pattern pretty much on every client. It helps me to be a lot more efficient and get lineups done a lot faster. If you do things the same way, you'll get faster at doing those things, and that's how you can get your haircuts down to 30 minutes or whatever. I can do this haircut in like 25 minutes. Now we're using the shaver just to kind of clean up all the areas that I lined up. And then after this, we'll come back with the razor. Now you could tell, I mean, in my opinion, I'll say, this cut didn't really need the razor, but as a finishing touch, I always like to put that on there. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, share it with somebody, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.